Okay, good evening, everyone. If you are watching from Nigeria, okay, I want you to drop that on the chat. If you're watching from any country, you can drop it on the chat. But before we start talking about the VEX robotics, talking about robotics, okay, so I want you to drop your name, your location, and if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe so we can so that you can get our messages as soon as we upload new videos and content that should be able to yeah should be able to keep you higher above every other one. Okay, so before we dive into the world of robotics, I just want to confirm that you can hear me clearly. So if you can hear me clearly, I want to give me thumbs ups and type yes on the chat. Can do that now. Just use 2 seconds to do that before I start talking about robotics fully. So if I can get 5 yes on the chat, 5 yes on the chat, I'll proceed. Okay, okay. So I'll be going live now in 3, 2, 1. I'm live. So my name is Ihemdi Pius Emeka. I'm going to be facilitating robotics. Can you quickly just share my screen so that we can dive into the world of robotics properly? Okay. So today we're going to be looking at mastering robotics for 2026. That is unlocking global opportunities with future-proof skills. Okay. As the world is changing, the technology is also evolving. Okay. I can remember a few years ago when we started robotics, it was as if we can never get there. But I tell you, what we do in Nigeria here shows that we are already there, and we are doing even better than some of the countries in the Western world. Okay, so let's quickly just talk about robotics now. Now, why should you learn? Why do you think you should learn robotics in 2026? Of course, robotics is what is trending, and as well as trending, you need to follow the trend. If you must survive in this economy, and not just if you must survive the war right now, because I can tell you back 10 years when we heard that robotics is going to take over the world, and we were all scared. So in fact, do you know there are some anti-robotic society came up whereby everything robotics they want to end it. Okay.
But the question, the screen is blank. Yeah, are you recording?
Hmm?
Are you recording?
Yeah, I think I'm live now. Okay, so sorry for the glitch. This is country where we need to really work hard in terms of keeping up with the trending technology, especially in this country. Network has always been the issue, but hopefully NCC are all doing their best to cover this. Okay, so sorry for the glitch. So I'm just gonna go back and share my screen again, and let's continue talking about robotics fully. Okay, please, I don't want to be bored. Okay, so just remember to type your name on the chat. Tell us what you're watching from. And if you have not subscribed and hit the notification bell, please do that before the end of this video. Remember, um, we're going to be having our winners from all of this. Okay, so I'll just quickly share my screen now, and let's go back to this. For those of us that is just joining, I may likely want to I may likely want to a little bit backward so I can explain more. So I said I was going to be talking about mastering robotics for 2026. Now we are also going to be looking at unlocking global opportunities with future-proof what skills. Yes, this sounds far-fetched, right? But I bet you at the end of this lecture,
Kingdom Black again.
so it's not capturing my screen.
Kingdom Black. I think it when you start sharing the same you need to set broadcast. Now another app for that.
No, let me do that. What about now? Can you see me, please?
Yeah, we can see you now.
Okay, okay. I'm so sorry. There is a mix up with my screen. Anytime I try to share, I think it just goes off. So please just bear with me. I'm working on making it available for you. I treasure you people, and you are the reason why we are live today. Okay, why we are having this conversation. So, so just bear with us. Bear with us. So I'm trying to make everything work smoothly. And if you're going to be using road technology in this country, we really need to master it. Okay, so these are one of the things you face when you are doing this. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. If you see my screen, please do let me know that you can see the screen. If not, just type "we can see your screen." Okay. If the screen is frozen, please say the screen is frozen, because this lecture is supposed to impact you at the end of today. So I will share again, and this time around, if you can see my screen, please do let me know. See my screen.
And just see not the voice, only the icon.
Can you see my screen?
No voice, no screen.
No voice, no screen.
Your voice is backwards, no blank. I share from the same tab.
Yeah, from the same tab now.
Where did you see it? It's not showing. You can really open it in another window.
Yes,
Yes, this one. Yeah.
it's here.
Another window entirely.
Mm-hmm. And we're still going blank.
Go back to the other one. Okay, it's up now. It's up now.
Just the network that's taking time to load.
It's up now.
Okay. So I need to see one.
Hmm?
To the C1. Okay. So sorry for the glitch. Sorry for the glitch. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Uh, it's just a network glitch, and we're back now. So, as I was saying, we're going to be looking at mastering robotics for 2026 and unlocking the global opportunity with future-proof skills. Okay. I understand it's usually taking time for my screen to display, but bear with me. If you can just stay to the end, you're going to learn something better. Please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, why do we need to learn robotics in 2026? Because I was telling a story 10 years ago when we heard that the world is going to come to an end, and robot is going to robot is going to take over the world, and people are so scared. We have anti-robotics society, a society that was put together to end all activities of robotics or yes of robotics in the world. Now I can tell you now the lady that front this now is now the one of the pioneers of the AI open what's it called the um the open CV. What should I call it? Yes, the open AI. Okay, she's now like a founder of the open AI. Now she's now preaching robotics. She's preaching the use of what? Robotics. Now robotics is the key to unlocking future jobs. Okay, and if you're in Abuja or Nigeria, right, you discover that there are some certain banks that have adopted robotics in their daily activities. For example, I can mention but a few. Um, GT Bank. Now you do not need to wait on the queue to get.
Good evening, sir.
You don't need to get what wait on the queue to get your ATM or
I'm
do
fine.
customer service.
I'm very
There's a robot there at the front desk that attend to customer as fast as possible. There's no more long line. Okay, so we've cut the waiting period to about 75%. That's what the robot is currently doing now. Okay, um, um, what is it called? Another people that is using AI and robotics better. Okay, OP. Do you understand the technology behind facial recognition? Oh, yeah. Sometimes Sterling, you want to transfer 200,000 from your own account, they will ask you to do facial recognition. Okay, it's Sterling, right? But this is one of the AI features that is using to keep your money safe. So these people are the people following trends. Now, when you are scared that robotics is going to take over your job, no. Robotics, what will happen to you is that if you don't learn robotics in 2026, somebody that have learned it will take over your job. Robot is not going to take over your job because robot needs somebody to program it, needs somebody to update the firmware. Robots also need someone to guide and look at the activities critically. Of course, they need someone to manufacture these robots. Okay, so you should be proud that you are learning robotics today. Okay, actually, at the end of this, we're going to guide you how to learn robotics and how to secure a job immediately after this training, or give or take 1 week after this training.
we
Um,
applied we applied to people.
yeah, yes. I also learned that from the previous class, two people have been engaged now in job and they're receiving whole sum of amount as the monthly pay. So these are the things you do with technology. These are the things you benefit with using technology. Now, it also creates room for international travels and what and global opportunity in the rapid evolving world. Okay, so when I mean I've measured almost everything now. Okay, so when you learn robotics, there are a lot of benefits for you. You don't just become the makers of robots, you become a coder, a programmer, not just any user. Because most of us want to, and some of us usually get iPhone, right? We follow every series of this iPhone. For example, iPhone 12, 13, 14, 15, up to 17. What do you do with those gadgets? Some of us just for a fizzy, right? Oh, aesthetic, I love this, it's beautiful, I want to follow trend. But there are features in those devices that you can use to make yourself wealthy. Okay, so we're going to be looking at all of these. Almost time to the class. So now the world is changing very fast. Artificial intelligence is reshaping industries, automating tasks at unprecedented pace. And robotics is at the forefront of this transformation. Now, let me tell you a brief history about me before I introduce myself properly. Um, I did my class at medical lab. So after the medical lab, I was working in one clinic. Okay, I worked as a lab scientist for 2 years, and I got a routine job. I just wake up in the morning every morning. I do the same job. I do the same job. Then I got tired. I said I want something new. That was when I went to learn ICT, and I was also lucky to learn robotics during that time. This was like 10 years ago, right? Was able to learn what robotics during that time. So at the right time, so just very few of us that know how to do robotics here in IFCT, Abuja. Now, with that, I became someone people could look up to learn robotics. So now I don't even sit down. The funny thing is that I don't even know how to code. I'm telling you the truth. I want to be frank with you. I don't know how to code. What do I do? I put more effort in learn how to code. But with the advent of what AI, I just deploy an app in my house within 2 days. Just I'm telling you, 2 days. I know how many millions that how many millions that came into my account for that particular app. And this app is going to do something wonderful. Okay, what we'll do soon enough, we invite the host of this event to see how this app is being used. Currently, FCT schools in Nigeria they are currently using this app, and it was built just 2 days in my room because of the use of what AI, artificial intelligence. I'm really tempted to show you this app, but we have not launched. We are launching this Friday. So if I show you now, come on, it's no longer we're not going to do the launch any longer. So I'm just going to wait till Friday. I'm going to give you a link to join if you want to see how this app and how it works. Okay. So the real question here is, are you ready for the future? So when we look at the future, we think of tomorrow, next year. The future is now. Now I'm talking about today. You have to sit up, okay? Whatever you're doing, whether you're a farmer, whether you are working in the morgue, right? Okay, in the morgue, whether you're let me make it easy. When you're working even in the mortuary, okay. So I could remember a project we did one time with some of our students. With it's called a ventilation smart ventilation system. And what this does is, if you have this in your room, remember these things are AI. This they have component of AI embedded in them. Of course, they're robotics, right? So if you have it in your room, let's say for example, those of you working, those finding themselves in the morgue area, right? You have that in the morgue, and your body is decaying. You don't have to start perceiving. Automatically, it will just alert you. It can send you an SMS that, oh, bed one, this smell is coming from bed one. So check bed one. Okay. So as soon as you check bed one, it will tell you that this person is decaying, so you need the proper attention. So don't say you are an agriculturist, you are a farmer. I did not go to school. That is not in the world where we find ourselves now. You don't need to learn coding much to be able to function properly. Okay. Now, now let's go further. Okay, let's go further. And let me tell you about myself. My name is Ihemdi Pius Emeka. I've gotten over 10 years of working with robotics. Okay, in 2020, I was part of a group that made a robot that is called My Robot. I would really want to share, but I don't know. But you can just look it up, right? Go to YouTube, search for it. It's called My Robot. This robot went viral. Al Jazeera came to Nigeria. BBC came to Nigeria just to film us with this robot. And of course, this happened in 2019, 2020. 2020. What happened there was um, our front doctors were dying of COVID-19, and we needed somebody to intermediate between the front doctors and the COVID-19 patient. So we did a robot. Come on, robot couldn't die of infections, right? So we did this robot, and of course, this robot was able to intermediate. So when this robot is with the patient, the doctor can actually see using the cameras on the robot. Doctor can see the patient, can also interact with this patient, and they can also prescribe drugs. Okay, based on your this thing. because we have drugs compartment. We already packed those drugs in. You can just take two and all of those, and it went viral. Please go ahead and check it online. Okay. Even my years as a robotics coach, I was able to lead teams across Nigeria and various countries in the world. Okay. Recently, I've been to the United States of America severally. Okay, and we have from Nigeria to global world champion. Of course, I have pictures to show that. I'm going to show you all of this. Currently, I'm working as a director at Pipixel. We dedicate our time to empower the next generations of innovators. Okay, so if you really want to be part of us at the end of this, please stay to the end. I have our LinkedIn page at the last part of this presentation. Just follow us and type I am interested. Once you type I am interested, somebody will see you and reach out to you. Currently, job opening for we have job opening for about 116 schools here in the FCT. So, but we want to take 15 as our first. We want to take 15. We want to take 15 first before the end of this month. So you can luckily become the first 15. Please know that we're going to give you training, okay? And once we give you training, you also work with us, and of course, we're going to pay you well. So that's that about me. I will not. I didn't say you should type on this chat. I am interested. Very end, but it's good what you're doing, right? Stay to the very end, and you see our LinkedIn page. Please follow us on LinkedIn, okay? And just comment on any of our projects and say I am interested, okay? Um, our laptop winner, Oluwa Toby. Okay, you will. Sorry, I just have to read this. Okay,
Not now.
yeah. So we're going to announce the winners of this laptop. Okay, at the end, please sit down. Don't if you are boring, just comment on the chat. Okay, we're going to ensure that we um, give you the right information you need to start with robotics. So, what is robotics? Okay, so some people feel like robotics must has to be one compliant robot, what that is doing one heavy task. Let me tell you the truth. Robot is not one complex robot. Robot can be that a simple line of code that says automate this process. Anything that is working on your behalf is called is known as agentic. Okay, so we have if you know for the AI, we have the agentic AI and we have the super intelligent AI, which is coming about now, and we have the generic what they want the general AI, which we'll be using now. For us, general AI is what you use every day, and all of these are part of what is called robotics. So if you can write a line of code that can do automation for you, bro, you have the robotics. Okay, you have the robots. It shouldn't be a physical model. Okay, so robotics actually uses what the concept of engineering, programming, and embedding of what intelligent systems. Okay, now when we talk about engineering, designing and building robot systems, so that is what we do in robotics. Of course, programming. Now developing software that control what robots. Remember, I told you that these are the people that did not learn these skills are the ones people that has this skill will replace. Okay, so intelligence. Talk about intelligence. Enabling machines what to think, sense, and act autonomously. So that is what a robot does. I don't want to bore us with a lot of technical terms, but I can just go ahead and keep saying this. 2 hours wouldn't be enough for this training, okay? But I just want to enlighten us. Please learn. If you need to ask questions, please learn, okay? Ask your question. So because of our time, I'm going to be going fast. So why is robotics skills? Why is robotics the skill of the future? It's a past question. So if you ask why is it skill? Of course, automation is accelerating, creating vast new opportunities. Now, if you look at the government parastatals there in Nigeria, they have been asked to automate all the processes here in Nigeria. I'm fully aware of this. Some of you may not have this information, but I have it. Actually building one project for one of the ministries, but I'm not going to mention the name because it's classified. Okay, so Everybody is automating everything. Even a photographer now has a photo booth where you snap with only one background, it prints immediately with different backgrounds of your choice. What do you think happened? What do you think is happening there? AI and robotics are being what involved. Okay, do you know with AI now and robotics, you don't need to spend much to have a business. You can sit in your house, think of what you want to do. Man, I love those content creators that is creating animations using AI. Man, I love it. You know when I say I love it? Because they just sit in their house, imagine things, and they build it up with just right line of code, and they are not even technical. Okay, so you that know how to use Facebook, you that know Instagram, you're even better off than them. So what is holding you from learning these skills? So high global demand for skills for skilled robotics professional. Okay, so my friend I left the shores of this country and is working in the state of American and is making hell of a money. Within 1 year, he's already building a house of 75 million here in Nigeria. I also tell you my own secrets, right? So we do these online classes. We teach the foreigners robotics. Yes, they own this technology, but we use it properly. So we know how to use our codes to make this thing work even than them. So we train them and get paid online. Of course, you make at least $20 per hour. So imagine you sitting in your house making just working 5 hours alone. You've made what $100 in a week. You can be boast of what $700. Okay, and it is a truly what future-proof skills in a dynamic job market. When I would say dynamic job market, simply means the market is changing. What the market what is changing, and you need to do what? Okay, thank you. Okay, don't worry, keep writing. We're going to reply all of your messages. Okay, just keep writing, keep telling us what you want, and we would also bring you on board. Okay, but for now, I need to pay attention. Write the important questions that you want to ask. Okay, let's have them on the comments. But please remember, you must subscribe to stay active with us and hit the notification bell so that when we post, you are notified of our new content that will actually change your life. Okay, so why don't you just go to the next slide? We say now the diverse application of what robotics. Yes, do you know what marvel me with robotics in healthcare? I don't want to be saying things that are far fetched, right? So we're going to be working as a team. What I want you to do now is to go to your to your browser, open YouTube, and search for robots replacing human head. Human what? Head. Actually have that video. I would have played it, but I'm just trying to avoid glitches, really. Okay? Trying to avoid glitches. So you can search for it. So lot of hospitals are introducing robots now. I can actually say for one of the hospitals here in Abuja, but I'm not going to mention the name because they are not promoting this content, right? So, but if you really want to know, you can chat, you can send us a message privately. We'll tell you. They use robots for all of their operations, minor, complex, or even major, major surgery. Okay, even to give birth, they use what robotics. Of course, they need someone to program this robot to work. And instead of calling the Chinese, the Americans to fly them over to this place, they can pay you at one seat. You can get over 4 million naira. Sorry, and get 4 million at one seat just to program this. I know what I'm saying, talking about here. Now, 3 years ago, I was in Kogi State, one of the fans of one of the prominent men in Nigeria. He has a drone that could water his farm, but nobody could use that drone. So they called us, my team and I actually have the pictures. I can also share at the end of this. My team and I to they paid our tip fare. They fed us. They kept us in a very conducive hotel. Okay, yes, and we had security men following us. Okay, now these are the luxury things we enjoy going to the farm. What they needed to do was just to configure this drone in a parameter mode. so that when the drone takes off, it flies along those parameter to wet their crops. They have invited somebody from China. They've invited a man from India. They've even called the what's it called, the manufacturers to come and fix this. Manufacturer asked them, told them that in 3 months time they will send someone to come and do it. But I don't know how they got to know about us. They invited us, and that was the problem solved. Currently, we are consulting for this agricultural farm in Kogi State. Okay, so we are currently consulting for them. If you really want to learn drone technology, we're up for you. We're going to show you how to learn and all of to do all of this. Okay, and on the online or fast. Okay, so sorry for that. Okay, so sorry for that. Now, when we talk about security, security is a major challenge in Nigeria, right? Of course, have you thought of a wonderful project that you're going to utilize facial recognition, what's it called? Facial recognition, of course, and fingerprints. Now, I currently know currently in Nigeria, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Now, if a crime happens, sometimes in the Western countries, you see the autopsy team, you see the cybersecurity team, you see all of this, you see the what they're using AI to do what? To solve cases. Okay, they, currently we are building a prototype of a security agent. This is the reason why I'm calling it security agent. Hi, Baba. The reason why I'm calling it security agent is because agentic AI was used in the development of this project, and it is offline, so we can detect threats from very far distance. Once this threat is detected, we send our drones to capture heat prints. Once this will capture what heat prints, and if eventually these people what maneuver the security, what will happen? The drone will track them to their last bus stop. Yes. So how can we achieve this? There are drones that have high efficiency power. Okay. So you are going to, when you're building a drone, there are two things you check out for. Either speed, or the power is going to, or latency power, as is the time is going to stay on air. So if you want speed, you are going to trade speed for battery. Okay. So all of these are what understandable when you're working with drone. Is it for manufacturing? Robotics arm actually used. Do you know nowadays, right? Cars actually produce with robots and with little or no human what interventions. Now, this will take us to education, where robotics actually thriving now, especially here in Africa. So recently, let's say last year, right? The Ministry of Education has announced that all schools should do what to do robotics, and I can beat my chest and tell you that in Nigeria we have no or little trained robotic teachers. That's where we are coming in. That's where we are coming in. So we actually have 116 schools in our previews, okay, and out of the 116, 18 are ready to what to kick off robotics here in the FCT. So we are going to be doing the recruitment for those and all of those. Yes, of course, in transportation, about what is it called? You know about the self-driven cars. All of these are made possible what with the invent of robotics. So go forward. There are more reasons why you should learn robotics. Okay, so exciting career paths of in robotics. We have robotics engineer, the AI engineer, the drone engineer, the automation what specialist, and the STEM educator. Okay, so let's dwell more. Okay, though we actually have all of this, but let's dwell more because that's what we currently need. We need educators. So we're going to be having a seminar free of charge. We're going to be having a seminar free of charge to train people on the use of robotics. Please note that robotics is expensive. Okay, robotics is expensive, especially in the country like us. So what we do, we have a model. What we do, so after we train you, you get us a school. Okay. Now when you get in school, we assign you to that school. We give you support. You earn from that school. We collect little or nothing from you, just to empower you. We are also working with the Afritech, right, to empower African on robotics, and I bet you will definitely benefit from this. Okay, sorry, my background is becoming noisy, but I'm going to try to recap. Okay, so that you enjoy this class and also enjoy this conversation. Okay, now the robotics pay globally. Yes, robotics generates high income. Okay, across all levels of robotics in the world. In some Western world that pays per hour, this is the numeration: 50 to 70K. Yes, level entry, 50 to what? To 70K per hour. 50 what? $50 to 70 what? Dollars. Now, you can be looking at 50,000 to 70,000 per month. Okay, I'm looking at what? 50 to 70,000 this thing per month as level entry, depending on the country where you find yourself. You can say, okay, we can also say this in Nigeria, right? I say 50, 70,000 naira, right, to 120. And of course, these things are not taught every day because they cannot pay you to be in the school full time. You can only give your time part time, right? So let's say you have 1 hour per week and four times, four contacts per week, and you're receiving 170,000, or let's say 100,000. Come on, it's something. You have five schools, your preview, right? Let's say you have five schools and you're receiving 70,000 in a month. And 70 times five, all the things you're receiving. 70 times three alone is 210. So 210, 210, and 420. Okay, plus 70, 47 plus 70. That you're looking at 490,000 per month. You're comfortable, enjoying yourself, going to school 1 hour per. Okay, so let's proceed. For middle level entry, you're looking at 80K to what 120K does per per month or annually, depending on the country where you find yourself. Remember, this fees varies according to what, to different locations. Okay, so you can go online and search. You can even use ChatGPT and say, okay, how much do they pay robotics technologists in Canada, and get a better response than what I've given you. So you can actually be to say, oh, that this is what I want you to do. Okay, okay. Now, for senior level or an expert, you should be looking at $150,000 per annum, depending on the country. So don't quote me and say you must earn $150. $150,000 in Nigeria is not going to work. Remember, the price tend to increase when the country values a particular product. Now, if robotics is essential to this country, they will pay more for it. But now, what I'm telling you is, if you learn robotics now, you'll be part of the first. I can beat my chest and say the first 10 people that already know what they're doing. You must have heard school say we do robotics, we do we do coding. Yes, we use the word coding and robotics, and they are striving, they are struggling to learn to achieve that. Okay, struggling to achieve that. But what we do, we give you training and we support you all through this time. Now, Okay, sorry for the glitches, right? The network is kind of not strong this evening, but let's manage and finish up. Okay, so robotics again is another thing. Your passport to the world. Remember how I told you how many times I've left these shores of Nigeria just for what, for robotics. In a career in robotics open doors to what, international travel and diverse what, work experiences. Okay, whether it is conference in the US, collaboration in Europe, or innovation hub in Asia, your skills are demanding or are in high demand what, globally.
Refresh your page, it's not blank.
In the United States of America, and we competed and we won this category, robotics champion. This is actually for high school. We competed with over 5,000 teams across the world. It's over what, 5,000. I repeat myself again. It's over 5,000 teams across what, the world. What is it we were doing? We are competing in coding, competing what, in coding, um, control, driver control, and of course communication. One of the things I love about this is the people skills we learn, ability to express yourself with especially countries that do not speak the same language. Okay, I actually had the first time I actually had issues with Mexicans, but I had to think out of the box. What do I do? That was Google Translator, right? So I used the Google Translator to be able to what, to translate English Nigeria language. So my journey in robotics has transformed lives, taking students from local classrooms to winning prestigious awards in the States of America and making significant global impact. This is to the power of what, robotics in education. Okay, so please keep typing your questions. We are seeing them. We're going to answer your questions, and going to answer your questions before the end of this class. Please do not forget to like, subscribe. I don't. I don't. It is recognized many Nigerians are into coding and robotics and decoding. Yes, yes, yes. I just read one of your comments and someone said yes. So many Nigerians are doing coding and robotics. Yes, so many Nigerians are doing coding and robotics, but not guided. Not guided. What have they achieved over the years? Okay. Yes, we have we have little competitions here and there, but that are not structured. So I'll be talking more on a structured robotics company that has that has impacted over 5 million people globally annually. Now imagine each team has 10 students as a team, and you have a school to run for. Okay, and you have 50,000 team coming in one place. What are you saying? talking about the impact, the global impact of over 4 to 5 million people per annum. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. So if you see schools say we can do robotics, don't bother them, don't stress them. But you want to see what is the impact, what have they left, what is the mark they've left on the children. Because it's not about doing what, saying what you can, what you're not doing. It's about delivering. Okay, I actually have a track record I can show you, right? That this is what I've done and this is what I'm doing. So I really need you, I really need you to do what, to make yourself interested in learning. So we have very few minutes to take out the right. So let me just go. Now, how do you start robotics? How do you start robotics? Yeah, yeah. So I'm just going to tell you first thing: learn coding basics. Okay, learn what, coding basics. For example, that little Scratch. Scratch is an open source technology, right? You can start with Scratch. That is called a block-based programming. That's what kids from pre-nursery, right, to primary one. That's what they use, code-based, block-based programming. Then from primary two down to primary four, they should be coding at least C++ or Python, at least basic level. And when they get to senior secondary school, they should be a master of Python programming, C++. But that is basically the basic skills that you need to learn. Okay. Then the next thing you need to do So the next skills you need to do is to do what? Is to begin hands-on electronics programming. Hands-on electronics what, programming. As simple as that. Controlling the light bulbs, making sure you can code these bulbs to understand this. And not just that, look for a problem to solve. Go complex. Look for what problem to solve. As soon as you start solving problem, you're already learning this, how these things work. Okay, look for a problem to solve within your environment before thinking of solving a global what issues. Now, join a robotics club. Yes, that is if there is one. Okay. Now collaborate and learn from peers and what mentors. We have our cohort. We can add you to the cohort. Just type on the chat that I am interested. Add me on the cohort. We are going to add to our cohort. You will learn. We train you for free. Okay, we train you for free. But for a master class to be able to represent us, because at the end of this, if you, let's say for example, we need to connect with states like Lagos. Okay, we need to connect states with like Jos, Kaduna, Castina. In fact, the 36 states, though we have like 5 states now, but they're all eastern states. Okay, so if you are interested in becoming an ambassador in the other state, please just, you can type I'm interested, but ensure that you have to be in those locations where you are interested in. So with that, we can guide you on how to become a VEX robotics or a certified VEX robotics what instructor. With that, you can earn yourself the money, become a licensed person, and make more money for yourself. You can go as well as making a company for yourself if you want to. Okay. Now, build projects, apply what knowledge to create functional robots. That is what most schools are lacking. So if they're able to create a robotics club, they'll be able to what, to do basic programming. I'm not sure I've seen schools that have done functional robotics projects, but a few in 100, maybe one in 1,000, maybe 1 point. So you can be the change that we want for tomorrow. You can step up to this game and say, "Sir, I want to be part of this team. I want robotics to change the narrative in my life and the life of my family." But you need your time to learn, to practice more. Okay. Now enter competition. Of course, prepared soup. He or she should eat. to try the food. So enter competitions, right? Each competition tests your skills and you gain valuable what experience. Okay, so that's what we're encouraging all of you to do. So now, essential tools and robotics what platform. Robotics is the biggest robotics platform in the world. The biggest what robotics what platform in the world. And currently we are their country partner. Peipixels is currently what the country partner for VEX Robotics. So with this, you can contact us, talk to us. We can show you how to get started. Of course, Arduino is another one of the tools you can use to achieve your robotics. Scratch and Python. Okay, all of these are the needed essentials. Now, the one of the mistakes you need to avoid when learning robotics: waiting too long to begin robotics education. In 2015, I wanted to learn robotics in 2015, but I said, sorry, I said 2014. I said, oh, I'm going to try. I'm just going to learn it. I'm going to let me just give myself 1 year. I will learn it. Before I know, 2015 is there. I said, me, I will have to. I think it was a situation. That's a situation that made me learn robotics. And then I'm not sure. I think just one school in Nigeria that was doing robotics as of 2015. So I was privileged to be in that school, and we got training from white men, people from Asia. Okay, so let me share my screen again. I'm sorry for all of this, right? Okay,
So go back to this thing. So go back to
let's wait. It will take time to come up.
no,
It will come up everything.
go back to your screen. Come back to your yeah.
So I was talking about the mistakes we usually make when we want to learn robotics. When we wait too long, we neglect hands-on practice. Okay, attempting to learn without mentor or community. That has been a very big challenging. Even when I was learning, there was no mentor, there was no community. It was just problem for us. So we are not here for you, okay? We're not here for you. We're going to take all of this seriously with you, and allowing fear or intimidation to prevent you from starting. Please do not allow that to become a hindrance to you, okay? Now, as we're going close to an end, please, you need to ask questions where it is needed. So, Nigeria unique robotics advantage. Early stage market means what less competition. Okay, opportunity for innovation and what growth. Potential to become what a leading expert or pioneers of robotics in this country. So, if you start now, these are the advantages you have. Now, start a robotics journey today. So enroll in comprehensive robotics program, which we're going to be producing for you. Follow Pipexel for expert insights and updates, and take decisive actions towards to secure your future. Okay, do not procrastinate. Now connect with us on LinkedIn, okay, YouTube, and this is our page. So those of you that want us to contact, you can just go to our LinkedIn page now and type interested and then for comment. We'll copy, we'll get somebody's going to reach out to you, not me. We're going to reach out to you and we're going to invite you for an interview. Of course, once you pass the interview, we'll give you training. We just want to be sure that you'll be dedicated to do what you want to do. Okay. So I have 1 minute left on the screen. Do you have any questions? Please do type your questions on the screen. Let's answer your question fast, fast. We have less than 1 minute to round up this class. Okay, so we must keep to time. We don't want to go extra mile to keep you waiting. So tell us if you have questions. We'll answer you. Okay, Michael.
Continue. Answer the question. Yeah, answer the question.
What is the question, please?
How do you address privacy concerns in terms of using your workplace to customer?
How do you address what?
Scroll up. Scroll up. Is- Are you not saying the
I can see just dropping. I'm not regretting that I joined this meeting tonight. Oh, thank you. Um, how do I join this cohort? Yeah. So if you're on the WhatsApp group, just let us know on the WhatsApp group. If you're on the WhatsApp group, if you are not,
send the message to me? Yes. It's not possible to.
oh yeah, send a message to the admin on the WhatsApp group. That's how we can add you to our cohort. Okay. How do you address privacy concern in terms of giving robots full autonomy? Okay, the robot has actually three basic rules. Three basic rules anywhere in the world, and these rules apply. One, the robot should obey you. That is the number one rule. Take all instructions and act upon those instructions. Two, the robot should protect what's it called? To protect you. Three, the robot must protect itself, but must not harm you while protecting what? Itself. That is the three rules of robots in the world anywhere. Now, with those rules, you can build a robot and be sure it's going to be safe. Yes, for privacy's sake, there's something called trademarking. So once you have done your project and it's a robotic project, the first thing you do what? A trademark. Once you have a trademark on this robot, that is all. Okay, so they're going to give you trademark. Sometimes usually lasts for technology is about 3 to 15 years, depending on the product you designed. Now within this period of years, nobody is going to copy your technology. So after it, please note that OpenAI didn't start today. The military have been using OpenAI for a very long time until they decide to do what? Until the trademark expired. That's where you started using it for free. Okay, so you must do what? Patent. You must patent your product. Once you patent your product, nobody will copy your project. There's going to be privacy. Um, there's going to be privacy, a lot of privacy, until you at least you have gained 80 grand. Let's say 3 years patenting. Okay, how long does it take to learn robotics? It doesn't take time. Okay, if you want to learn robotics today, give yourself to become a master of it. Give yourself, even now with the event of the AI, it's not really easy because when we learned over 6 months. It took really long, but now within 1 month you can learn robotics and start teaching it and start making money. Okay, the robot should obey and protect you. How? Thank you. If you ask a robot to to destroy you, that's why we are scared now. That is why what we are scared. Now, let me tell you something. There was a research that was done last year, 2025, from the Harvard University students. Now, they started developing what is called super intelligent AI. Now, super intelligent AI are those AI that's supposed to what? To build agentic AIs. Okay. So currently we are at the phase of agentic AI where you can ask your AI to automate the process for you. Okay. Now, after building this AI, they wanted this AI to destroy itself, but they have trained this machine. You have to train it using machine learning. So they have trained this AI repeatedly. Now this AI now has what is called conscience. Okay, it now has what is called self-awareness. So they asked the AI to delete its code. So deleting its code simply means shutting down the whole program. But the AI decided to hide on the server. Okay, it had tend to what? To hide on the server because it's becoming what is having what? Consciousness. Okay. Now, what is the robotics company you mentioned that has impacted over 5 million people in the world? It's called VEX Robotics. Okay. Oh, you're supposed to answer it. Okay. So, if you have any other questions, please. What is the importance of AI prompt written in robotics? Oh my God, lots. Now, for example, um, in AI, in prompting in AI, right, actually helps you. For example, you want the AI to have a level of autonomy. What do? You prompt it. For example, you want like I actually have an agentic AI used on my laptop. So do you know what I ask you to do every day? I give a prompt, and I've done that only once. I say for the rest of what May, reply my message on the message on my Gmail as I replied. So I've used the same chat repeatedly to reply messages. So it knows the tune at which I was replying my messages. And I gave it this thing. But remember, you must have a second security layer. Okay? So for privacy's sake. So this agentic AI does not release your information to general public. No, 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 no. It's in there. I'm not down. Down. So it didn't what should not give out your information to the general public. You must have the second security layer. So in the morning, it reads out my email to me and reply automatically without me saying anything. So if I don't want to say ignore, so it's going to what ignore them. Okay. So that is one of the essential prompts in AI. So yes, not just 1 month. If you want forever, remember you have to pay premium to use those features. I can actually give one of the this thing I use. It's called Codex, right? Codex is an agentic AI that that is gotten from ChatGPT. So we have a lot of them, but I'm really familiar with that, and I love sticking with it for privacy reasons. There are a lot of them. You can decide to go to there's a site called Jaris AI for that. This site is called there's a site called there is AI for that, and that there's AI. It has all the AI you can think of in this world over there, and you can decide to pick one and just help them know what you want. Okay. Now, which programming language can you advise me to learn so I can be perfect in robotics? Easy, just two language, Python and C++. Python, I repeat again, and C++. Of course, if you learn that, you're already a guru in robotics. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, again, as a bonus, now the first person to respond to this question, um, we also get a gift from us. Okay. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, it's going to get a laptop. Okay. So I totally don't want to go, but we actually have stressed the host. Apparently, he has tried enough he has given out at least 3 or 4 laptops within this process now. So um, I remember asking the company. I said, "What is the robotics company that I mentioned that has impacted over 5 million people in the world currently in terms of robotics?" So the first to answer this question get to save the laptop. Okay. So I'm currently looking at the chat now. I'm currently looking at the chat. Oh, Oluwatobi, Oluwatobi.
The first person
Yeah,
is
the first person on the chat.
Oluwatobi.
Yes, Oluwatobi. Congratulations. You won yourself a laptop, and we're going to bring you live at the end of this program to take to so that people can actually see what we're talking about is true. Okay, Toby, thank you very much. You win yourself a laptop. Okay. Huh?
Open your camera.
My camera is open now. It was locked before. So
Okay.
thank you, Toby. I'm not hearing you, sir. Oh, so sorry about that. If you cannot hear me. Oh,
Hello, guys.
thank you,
It
thank
was a
you.
wonderful class today.
Yeah.
Are you done? You still have
Yes.
something to
No,
say?
no, 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 no. I'm done. Okay. I'm
Okay.
done.
So let me have your mic. Um,
Hey.
All right, guys. It was a wonderful class today, and I appreciate all of you for being here. I think robotics is one of the main thing in 2026 upwards. If you know about robotics, you are going to go far in terms of tech. Because I remember, I think if you go through my profile on Instagram, you see around 2023, 2024. While when I just met him new, I was so much interested in learning robotics. And those of you that are following me on Instagram, you must have seen me posted a lot about robotics. I was there in the US with him for the competition and the whole rest. So robotics is something that gives you a global opportunity, not just you cashing out, making money, but it's a kind of, I can say that to the experience I've had in a little while I was in robotics, it's like a lifestyle. It's a place you will be, and like it's not just about you working your hair, working yourself out for somebody answering some. It's something you can do at your own pace, because like he was mentioning about block coding. So the person that asked the question, so I think this thing is disturbing me. The person that asked the question about what programming language you can use for robotics, and he answered that it's Python and C C plus. Is it C C plus? You said C plus plus. Yeah. So yes, yes, he's actually correct. But in terms of the main robotics that he's talking about, I actually built a robot. So if you go through my page, you see some robot that I built, maybe like 2020. I think that was 2025 that I did that my first robot. So if you go to 2024, okay. So in 2024, if you go back to my page on 2024, you see a particular robot that I built that was a destructive machine. So those of you that are following me, but me, I'm one kind of person. I don't like being in one place. You know, I like this. That is why I left robotics actually. So knowing about robotics in 2026 is very, very excellent, because it's going to give you, it's not just about making money, but it's going to give you a lifestyle. And with him, I can say that if you are within Abuja, you're already employed, because they are just trying to deploy robotics in all the secondary schools in Abuja, which we have. If I think schools in secondary schools in Abuja should be up to 120. 116 is 116. So they are going to deploy people for each school, meaning that even if they are employing just one person in a school, that means 116 people are already employed from here. So if you are really interested in robotics, make sure you okay. I think your contact address is still here, still on the page, right? So you can just visit him on this website. Is there a form for somebody to apply? They should chat you up on LinkedIn. I think the best way for you to do this thing is just to create a form where people just come and then they apply. So okay, guys, just give him till next tomorrow. I'm going to post the form that you fill up. I think that will make it more smooth and easy, because going to go and chat him on LinkedIn, you start waiting for reply. But once you apply, like you're applying for robotics, remember that your CV is your first impression. I've always to say this, that if your CV come out, I think I said that also yesterday, that CV is very important whenever you are applying for a job. Not just, I know that this one you're having a direct express job. I don't know how many people are you employing, Mr. Pius, currently. Yeah, how many people are you going to employ? 16 people. 16 or 1 5. Okay, so apparently from this life, make sure that when you are filling the form, I'm going to post the form. Make sure you add. I'm sure people that is not in this on this live chat will not really know what we discussed about, because I know many people are going to apply as usual. And then again, I'll address something. Once you want to apply, make sure you add what should you add? Okay, just add job hunters. Where should they add the job hunters on their name? Okay. You create a place that they will put like a code. So your code, when you want to input the code, put job hunters, so that they will know that you are coming from this particular life. Then again, about our laptop winner, the first person that commented the right this thing, the right answer is Oluwatobi. Where is the comment? Hold on. So Oluwatobi, I'm going to pin your name. Make sure you reach out to me on WhatsApp, and you guys not following instruction, because the first thing I said when I was releasing the information about the laptop, once you come into the live, you type your name, location, and contact address. That's how I will be sure that you are the one. Because anyway, Oluwatobi, I think the best thing for you to do is to send a message to me on the on WhatsApp. No, many people are going to send me a message claim, because even the 200,000, a lot of people will be just sending me a message. They are the people that the winners. Yes. So I think I'm going to drop my email address. Make sure you use the same. Make sure you use the same. Make sure you use the same make sure you use the same name, like the email. Make sure that your email is Oluwatobi. That somebody can actually go and create that email. Um, okay, immediately after this live, I'm trying to look for that comment. Let me see how the picture look like. Sorry guys, hold on, hold on. Okay, okay. I've actually seen you, Oluwatobi. Please, immediately after this video, just wait for the video to upload. Then, because this live chat now is not going to appear on my back end after I end the live. But make sure you drop your contact detail as a comment. Make sure it's this same picture that I'm seeing here that I'm going to see. And I've already seen your username. I'm not going to call the username so that people don't go and create a username. But make sure you put that comment within 20 minutes after this live. Make sure you put the comments within 20 minutes. Put your contact address that we can reach out to you for you to come and claim your laptop. And then again, I don't know where you are, although I think you also commented that you're in Abuja. So if you're not in Abuja, meaning if we are sending the laptop over to you, you are going to be the one to pay for the logistics. But we are going to put it in a very trustworthy logistics so it can get to you. But if you are in Abuja, you will come to my office to come and pick it. Then we take picture and the rest. But if you are not in Abuja, good and fine. You are going to take picture with it and forward to me. And in fact, they are going to do appreciation video so that I can post on the group also. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And tomorrow, wait, is there anybody? There's nobody taking tomorrow. Six? No, no, no. But it's seven. It's seven. So, guys, I don't know what to do tomorrow, but I think tomorrow we're only going to come up for the winner of the laptop, because there's no class tomorrow. There's going to be class next tomorrow on the 7th, and Oga is the person taking the what's her name again? Is it Chika? Oga is the one taking the class for next tomorrow, and that's all. Thank you all for coming into the live. Stay tuned. Be active. Like I was always saying, be active on the live chat, and that is on the comments, and that's why a lot of you didn't catch up the name of the company that he mentioned. What you repeatedly said it, so he actually repeatedly said that particular thing. What was the question again? The robotics company has impacted over 5 million people around the world. Okay, wait. I think has it ended? Okay, I think it's my phone. The robotic company that have impacted into 5 million people. Okay, thank you guys. That's it for today. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Well.